my name is Sarah Mahaffey. I'm going to be answering Chapter 43, Number 9, Part A. It's going to talk about a travel agency. So it gives a lot of information at the beginning, and then it goes down to the question where it says, how can I use this data to determine how gender and age influence a person's travel expenditures? What can I conclude about the type of person to whom I should mail my brochure? So we're going to make a pivot table here. We're going to go up here to the Insert. Pivot table's right over here in the corner. And it's going to auto-select that data. Now for a pivot table, we're going to add all three of these in here. Now we're going to make this look a little better. So first we're going to change this, because we don't want this to be a sum, we want this to be an average. So by double clicking on that, change that to an average. That gives us a little better information. Really want an average, not a sum of the amount of money spent. So next we're going to work on making the pivot table look a little nicer. We're going to move some of the rows and columns around. So first we're going to switch the gender column over to columns from the rows, and then we're going to click the sum of age, and we're going to move that over to the row area. That's going to make us this nice little table here. Now we don't want this to be the sum of ages. We want to put these into categories to make the data a little easier to use. So we're going to right click on this, move down to group. Now it's going to automatically select the lowest and highest, and then by 10 seems like a pretty good increment to go by, so we're going to hit OK. It's going to make our pivot table look a little nicer here. According to the book, now we're cooking. You can see that as age increases, women spend more on travel and men spend less. So older women and younger men will be getting a brochure from this company. We're then going to make a pivot graph. So we're going to go right here, and we're going to click somewhere within the pivot table, and then we're going to go up here to this Analyze tab. And for that Analyze tab, we can then go over and we can create a pivot chart. Now for the chart type, you can select pretty much anything you want, but for all intents and purposes, we're going to select a column. We're going to hit Insert right there. Move that down a little bit so we're not quite, oops, there we go, back to ours. So we're not quite right on top of each other. And then you can see that the bars are showing as, as males increase in age, they spend less, whereas females spend more. And you could filter this by age or generation, gender, or anything, but for all intents and purposes, this graph looks good for our use. So that is all we're going to be doing for this one.